A number of managers have expressed, obviously, their football under floodlights is really what makes a game sometimes. What's your view of playing football at night time under floodlights compared to daytime football?
As a player, I always loved it. I loved playing, but I always felt it was because of the atmosphere. I felt you get a better atmosphere at night. Now that's not the case because there's no fans there, so it's difficult to say. Nighttime games are good. It's again, to me, I'm just glad we're playing football. If it was a full house up at Arbroath and we had loads of Dundee fans there and it was under the lights and they were creating a great atmosphere for us, and then yeah, great. But that's not the case at the minute. So I think it's just business as usual. We go up there and we approach this game like any other game.
You mentioned about working hard all week, obviously, for the end result with the game. How difficult sometimes is that to focus on, what you're trying to achieve within the current situation that we're in?
It's not difficult at all. The difficult, or if there is a difficulty you get, is when someone calls you up and maybe their partner's been in close contact to someone, and then you've got decisions to make where with the testing, there are difficulties through up now and again that we're testing now. So we have to test twice this week because we've got a midweek game. But we're playing football, we're training. That's what we're here to do. So there's absolutely no difficulties at all in terms of that.
So it's an exciting period of time that you're coming into now again with these night games that are coming along. How important is it to kickstart that this weekend at Arbroath? Never an easy place to go, but really important to kickstart it this weekend.
I think it's to continue our momentum. I think we kick-started that 7 weeks ago with the consistency in our performance. I think everybody could see that. Now, we missed a week of football, which again, I'll go back and reiterate, didn't do us too much harm to miss that, because it gives us a chance to clear a few niggles, to get a few things right and to work a bit more on the training ground as well, because it had been a pretty busy period, which we came through pretty well. So it's about continuing doing what we've been doing, and that level of performance, that level of consistency, and we believe as a football club when we're at those levels, and we're a very strong side and a match for anyone in this league.
Good. I've listened to some of the things you've said about Friday so far. I mean, you mentioned about it being cold, and you mentioned about it being windy and likely to be wet, and the bumpy pitch, and the part-time team where the guys have been working all week and then they're playing football on a Friday night. And then you mentioned Dick Campbell. This is going to be a monstrous task, surely, for you to fulfil, the ambitions of Dundee to go up there and win this week.
But all the pressure's on us. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? It's really favourites for the game, and rightly so. All the pressure's on us. There's no pressure on Arbroath to go and get a victory against us. All the pressure's on us, and that's what I get back to when I question it. Can we handle the pressure? And we're showing that we can with the performance we're showing out there. At the Hearts game, do you know what I mean? When we're on the front foot, pressing, playing our game, there's not many teams who love us in this league, but it's doing it on a consistent basis. Got there, we showed out there when we should have been beating Bonnybrig, was it? Aye, Bonnybrig Rose. Anything can happen. If we're not at it, then anything can happen. And we just got to give them utmost respect. And that's what we'll do, because we know they're a good side. And, we're just going to play our game. And no matter what the elements or how the pitch is, no excuses. Got to go there, get the win. If we get beat, there'll be no excuses. We just weren't good enough in the day. But the mentality the boys have been showing, I'm pretty confident we'll go up there and get the win.
How much more difficult is it to play away from Dens Park than is it Dens Park? I mean, it's January 2020 since Motherwell were the last people to have won on Dens Park. There's been nobody else won on it since that period of time. I know there's been a gap, but how different is it for you to go to a away game compared to playing it at Dens?
The now probably not much that, because there's no fans. You know what I mean? It's like just another pitch, another stadium. There's no atmosphere there. It's just all you hear is the the players shouting. Do you know what I mean? We've not really looked at it in that way. Obviously, our home form's been very good since the Motherwell game. I know that you're saying there'd been a break, but it's one of these things that I don't think the boys are too concerned about, is it a away game or a home game. We're just happy to be playing football. I think that's the most important thing. There's, people have been on furlough, losing jobs and stuff like that. We're just happy to be playing football at home and away. Obviously we wish it was at home with the fans, but it is what it is just now. And I don't think it's matters just now if we're at home or away. I think we're showing that going away the few away games that we've performed really well. So no, I don't think that'll come into it. But obviously our home form's been really good, and hopefully we can continue that.